This from the Ross Tucker podcast. Here is Joe Dolan just about the Browns offense and how efficient it is.
This is with Jacoby Brissett, by the way. The Browns have scored on 52.4% of their drives. That is tied with the Bills and the Chiefs for the most in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns. So Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are getting touchdown opportunities. Nick Chubb, by the way, is averaging more yards gained per play. Everybody's like, the old adage is this, that you throw to you throw to gut ahead and you run to seal the lead. Not in the Browns' case, because when Jacoby Brissett throws on early downs, he averages 5.7 yards per attempt. When Nick Chubb gets a carry on early downs, he averages 6.3 yards per attempt. So it's actually more effective for the Browns in the early going to run on early downs than it is to throw. So Nick Chubb is awesome. The Browns offense, by the way, after a huge target share for Donovan Peoples-Jones in week 1, he didn't catch one in week 2. He only had one target in week 2, and Amari Cooper came out and had the big game. So he's on the wide receiver 3 radar for the Browns. But this has been a pretty efficient offensive attack thus far. The problem is the markets just do not believe that's going to continue in this game against Pittsburgh. They're expecting a slop fest on Thursday night.
And, maybe they get one, but those are all great things. And if you think about it, it's probably even more effective that they're scoring on 52% of their possessions because there's fewer possessions because they're eating the clock up.
Yep. And they're not getting turnovers a ton, right? They've gotten like 2 turnovers, I think, this whole year. 1 interception by Grant Delpit, and I believe a fumble recovery against the Jets this year. So they haven't gotten a ton of turnovers. I mean, there's teams like Pittsburgh who have 4 in one game, 15 possessions, they scored on like 3 of them or something ridiculously low like that, right? I continue to push this point. The Browns offense is not the bad offense. They're not. They were never going to be a bad offense. It's kind of been my point all summer. They'll be limited, but they're not going to be bad. And that's different than what they had last year where they were just bad, right? They're not bad this year. They're just limited. Are they going to be able to put up like 45 points? No. That's not the type of offense they are. But they're able to run the ball at such an efficient clip that they're one of the most efficient offenses in football. And the people have to understand, running the ball is so much more inefficient than passing it. So when you're able to be just as efficient running the ball as you are passing it, that speaks to Nick Chubb just having not just a good year, one of the best years a running back has ever had when you're able to do that, especially in this modern era. So yeah, what Kevin has done and been able to achieve with this offense, look, they're not going to be top 3 the whole 11-game stretch, right? Like, that's not going to continue. At some point, some team's going to slow down the run a little bit, and things will get figured out with Jacoby Brissett in terms of what defenses you really want to play against. And right now, everybody's married to this cover 1 against them. I don't think that works. So, yeah, I think things will change. But, I mean, we just wanted this offense to be hovering around 20. Right? Like 20 to 15. That was what we needed out this offense. They've been hovering so much higher than expectation. I mean, like at 3, that there's a lot of room there for regression or whatever you want whenever, they slow down a little bit. But, I mean, this is promising. And it's not like they played 2 bad defenses. I think the Jets are a decent defense, and I think the Panthers are a good defense, too.